To all of us in Britain today, our road system is of vital importance. We use the roads to get to work. The roads are vital to the life of the country. 3/4 of what we spend on transport goes on moving things by road. We use the roads for pleasure as well as work. There is not much pleasure in this sort of thing. How did we let ourselves in for this? Our roads are the most densely populated in the world. We have nearly 30 vehicles for every mile of roadway in the country, which by 1960 will be doubled. And just think what that will mean. And with over 400,000 new cars and trucks, as well as 100,000 new motorbikes, coming off the industry's assembly lines this year for the home market alone, things are going to get a lot worse before they get better. As it is, we in Britain are suffering under the worst road system in Europe. Our roads were mostly built in the 19th century, following the old traditional rolling roads, the country tracks. They were built for this sort of traffic, not this. Our road policy has been one of patching up. But you can't go on forever patching up roads that have been out of date for years. On top of this patched up structure, we have superimposed obstacle after obstacle to impede the steady flow of traffic. And as conditions have become more and more impossible, we've had to think up restriction after restriction in order to try to bring an element of safety into the dangerous way we've been carrying on. The result? A slowdown of the traffic that is the lifeblood in the nation's arteries, which in the big cities is getting near to total stoppage. It is estimated that pre-war traffic congestion in London alone cost £70 million per year. That was pre-war. What must it cost today over the whole country? And what about the accident rate, which should be a measure of the nation's shame? Better roads would reduce this dreadful toll, which cost in 1953 155 million in money and untold grief and suffering in human misery. For years now, government after government has been playing with the problem. Plan after plan has been produced, tinkered with, and pigeonholed. Meanwhile, road users in Britain go on paying out more than £1 million a day in taxation. Those of us who are house owners and ratepayers, we pay twice over. To the local authority as well, towards their share of road upkeep. The truth is that out of over £400 million a year collected in road taxes, virtually nothing is being spent on new road building. The new 1955 road program is a repetition of the old story. When halfway through the 20th century, this is more the approach we need. And we can do it. During the war, with machinery like this, we laid enough airfield runways to make 3,000 miles of dual carriageway road like this. Today, the people own the mines, the power stations, the gasworks, the railways. Big loans are raised to finance these essential industries. Why has our road system, equally essential, been left out? What we need now is a National Highways Authority to raise the loan capital required to carry out the job effectively. Proposals already exist to raise £750 million for this purpose to be repaid over 30 years. Safe, good-looking roads to carry the loads of today and still cope with the demands of tomorrow are things we're entitled to get, and quickly, if the economic life of the nation is not to be strangled.
Much of the nation's economic life centres on Yorkshire, and you can judge full well how much strangulation we are suffering. A1, the Great North Road, is supposed to be a vital artery in the country's system. This is Doncaster, and it looks like someone's been too enthusiastic with the tourniquet. The great woolen and engineering industries of Yorkshire are hemmed in by the nature of the country and the miserable cart tracks which connect them together. The journey between Leeds and Sheffield, twin centres of our industrial production, is made into a crawl as you negotiate Wakefield and Barnsley. As things stand today, to go north or south from Leeds or the woolen centres means getting onto A1, and that takes some doing. Yorkshire has had to put up long enough with scenes like this. Isn't it about time for a new deal for the north? What we need now is a modern road system to match the scale of our thriving industries.